happening.
Yeah, it would have been a real good day if I didn't throw in a $2 tennis loser in the middle of the night. But I did hit my Discord write up, Tony, in the KBO last night with the LG Twins crushing the NC Dinos in a battle of the top two teams in the KBO. And we gave out the LG Twins. So maybe I made up for it with a free play in there.
There you go, KBO there from Ramon, guys. So check us out in the Discord. We go over to Major League Baseball. Big news today for the Padres. A guy back today. Some impressive at bats in the minors. The Padres at the D-backs here. The Padres favorites here minus 138, total at 10.
Yeah, maybe going with the homer card a little bit here, Tony. Not necessarily pumping up the Padres, just the fact I'm going to talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. returning to the lineup. One guy's in, guy's out. So long, Mad Bum. Tony told me before the show that Mad Bum gets sent away from Arizona. Why not, Tony? I mean, you can't have a guy losing a bunch of games when you're in first place in the National League West, the Arizona Diamondbacks. National League worst maybe right now, but 11-8, good for first place. They've won 8-11 games. The Diamondbacks to be at top of the standings right now. No, not the Padres, not the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks in first place. Ryan Nelson gets the start. He only starts against the Padres. I guess that's a rule. His half of his career starts have come against San Diego when he broke into the major leagues last September. He had a great start against the Padres and just pitched against them the other day. Padres actually ended up getting the win back on April 3rd. 5-4, but Nelson was fine. 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 innings for a quality start. But now Arizona winners of 3 straight. They've also won 15 of their last 22 games against right-handers. So Arizona may be comfortable here with this lineup against Michael Wacha, who comes in with an ERA just above 6. Tony, Corbin Carroll has been everything that we've asked so far with 4 home runs for the Diamondbacks. He looks every bit the part of a major leaguer. Christian Walker, 10 RBIs. Your Yuli Gurriel probably well slotted here against Walker. I'm looking to go over and even this big number here of over 10. Walker so far, he's won two. The Padres have won 2 of his 3 games, but I mentioned that 6 ERA. So he's been okay. But here's the thing about the Padres: they have guys that they're not. Everybody has to be a fast worker in today's pitch clock, if you will. But the Padres don't seem to care about that. Arizona, 19 stolen bases. They might have a little bit of edge there against a guy like Waka. Uh, Padres have gone over in 9 of their last 13 against right-handers. I think this lineup can maybe get a little bit to Ryan Nelson with some of these guys, with bigger with Machado and Bogarts, but the big wild card is Tatis Jr. You mentioned his minor league numbers. Okay, Tony, Pacific Coast League, whatever. Nobody's going to argue with 515 in 8 games, 515 batting average, 7 home runs in those 8 games, 15 RBIs. Tatis is ready for his return. Really, he was just serving out his suspension. He had everybody knows he had the big long suspension. He tried to he's in denial, just like a lot of us are, right, Tony? But what happened was maybe he was trying to get back a little bit too soon. That's the way it looks to most people. I think everybody figures that to be the case. Young player made another mistake, so he's, you know, goofing around during the off season. He's had injuries on motorcycles. He's had the steroid suspension. So Tatis has a lot to learn and a lot to make up with his fan base. I don't know if it's going to be overwhelming when he gets back. Maybe good thing the Padres start this road trip to get him back into the lineup. If he goes off on this 9 game trip, maybe all will be forgotten, at least for Padres fans. There's still going to be a cloud hanging over his head and following him this season until he breaks out. And I think for a player like Tatis Jr., production will eliminate any of the doubt moving forward. Maybe not the doubt on some of the allegations of the use and the long suspension, but with the fan base in San Diego, that might ease things a little bit. I know that the fans were pretty upset. They felt betrayed a little bit by their star because they've supported him through a few of these other things, and then now the suspension comes up. So Padres will play those 9 games. They're going to go to Mexico City eventually on this road trip to play a couple of games against the Giants before heading back to San Diego. So Padres, what's happened here, Tony? They've struggled at home, too much pressure, no Tatis. Maybe the opponents have been okay, but for whatever reason, it's better on the road than it's been at home for San Diego. That might continue to be the case, but you see how the dynamic of the lineup changes tonight with Tatis in the leadoff spot, something that I think he likes. So we'll see if that helps bring around the Padres, who are near the bottom of the league in batting average. With I mentioned, of course, I mentioned Machado and Bogarts because I think they have a strong advantage against Ryan Nelson. Now, I'm not sure that they have more good hitters in the lineup, including Juan Soto. But I don't know if his matchup will be as solid as those other guys. But I'm looking for production from both lineups tonight. Arizona, 15 home runs so far. They're definitely doing an offense. So going over 10, big number. We're in Arizona, so that's why we have the big number here tonight. And I'm still a little bit on an overkick in general with the league, and I'll take over 10 runs tonight with Padres and the Diamondbacks in the return of Fernando Tatis Jr.
Ramon going over total here in this one here with back the return here of Tatis. Of course, the big news here for these Padres, and of course, one thing noted in Arizona, the roof will be open here in this 4-game series. The roof open here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Roof closed, Ramon, here on Sunday, and still no word in the Royal Series because it is going to start heating up here this weekend.
Yeah, and the ballpark. There's a little bit of variance between the situations. I'm mostly basing this one on these lineups right now, and Arizona's strong hitting at this point for the Padres. Hopefully, I'm throwing the homerism a little bit in there that the addition of Tatis will wake up this lineup. There's really no excuse when you're paying this type of money. In the back of my mind, privately, personally, as a fan of this team, I think they, got too many players running around with a couple of weights in their back pockets, if you know what I mean, Tony. They might just be a little bit too complacent, this club at this point. This owner, he really likes to spend money. It's really a blessing for Padres fans to have something like this, considering where they've stood in the past. This guy's got no conscience, really, when it comes to spending money. He says it's like his favorite hobby. So, if anything, maybe that's what the Padres are suffering from a little bit. You got to be hungry. Everybody knows you got to be hungry if you want to win, and the Padres aren't showing that, especially at home. Maybe that's what I mean by the pressure being on. There's no doubt this lineup up and down could be ranked up there with the best in the league. That's no question about that. But for whatever reason, it's not working out, and it's not working out, especially at home. So get away again, go to Arizona, loosen up a little bit, spend some of your money, loosen up those weights in the back pockets, and maybe they can get the production together. But hasn't been good right now. I'm banking on it, if you will, banking on it, that the Padres can get something going on offense tonight. They'll certainly be – look, they like the teammates like Tatis. There's a thing with Machado, that the argument. Remember a couple of
that's the thing. There's a little history between Machado and Tatis, but usually when things go wrong, when you're on a little bit of a slump, that's when it seems to be elevated because some of the players just don't like the antics of Tatis. Maybe a little too much, complaining. Too much feeling down and out, feel sorry for himself. Machado doesn't the macho Machado doesn't like seeing that from players when they're struggling to put their heads down.
No, that's good, right? I mean, that's leadership. But sometimes, Tatis, he's getting a lot of money too, right? So, you just listen to the older guys a little bit. Fernando, just kind of man up a little bit and be mature about it. Doesn't have to be all that. So there's no doubt. I mean, Tatis. He's older. He's old enough now to know better. And 42 home runs back in 2021. He just hit basically a home run every day coming up in the minor leagues. He's ready to go, but maybe it's between the ears a lot for this player as well. So. The kids love him. They love the look. No, kids aren't really knowing to, be too much against the steroid. They don't know. He's going to get out there and be flashy again. And moving him to outfield, and I don't know. I think he wants to be a shortstop to a certain extent, but they talk about protecting him. I don't believe in that sort of thing necessarily. There's no way you can go about playing professional sports thinking about your next injury in the back of your head, whether or not you're the player itself or the team trying to protect the player. That's no way to go about your business. So yeah, maybe he's not a shortstop. Maybe he's used his sheer athleticism to get him to that point. He certainly looks apart on many plays. Almost an Ozzie Smith-like quality with his jumping, his leaping ability, his diving. Too aggressive with the arm, not controlling it, trying to do too much sometimes like a young player does. So needs to listen to players like Manny Machado, if you will. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are. And a good thing, maybe they're not back at home at first. I don't think he's going to get booed. I don't think he'll get booed by his home crowd. I think he'll get booed by the opposing crowds for sure. Maybe that'll kick his butt a little bit.
We'll see how that rolls here. Ramon here, Padres and Diamondbacks over a total of 10 runs. This one will have a start time, 9:40 Eastern time. It does make it over on ESPN Plus tonight. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com as we put up the records again. Ramon, look at the top of the leaderboard. Any of these multi-cappers, you're not going to see a performance like this. Top of every leaderboard in the world right now. $100 unit of wager based here. 5,761 units of profit for 2023. All documented over at TonySpicks.com, so you can verify that by going over to Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. You'll see every play there. All right, Ramon, we just still have 6 games on the board for Major League Baseball, with the game starting about in half an hour from now. 3 NBA playoff games, 4 on the ice. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, well, it won't be. Collins Brown keeps doing what he does for another week. He'll be on top of all the leaderboards around the internet. So, great job, Collins, yesterday with the 10-1. Tony, you've got coming up in just an hour. Right now, my Major League Baseball Thursday afternoon discount best bet. Pick this one up. This game's over, Tony, it looks like to me. So let's move on to the next one and take a look at this matchup between the Angels and the Yankees. Pick it up right now. My discount best bet for just $15. Get on board. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including these 2 packages that I have right now up at Tony'sPicks.com. The other one you see there, my NBA 3-pack for tonight. There's 3 games in the NBA tonight, and I've got to play on each one of them. These are premium picks from Ramon Scott, so head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, and for $30, just pick up my 3-pack tonight in the NBA, and let's get cashing in these playoffs. It's still time, folks. We're just getting underway. We're only a couple of games in, so why not grab a 3-day, a 7-day, a 30-day over at Tony'sPicks.com of my premium picks and see what all the hype is about. You see the records, go to the Handicapper Leaderboard 2.0 scoreboard. You can go down the sports, look and see what sports I'm good at, and you'll see what is causing people to subscribe to my packages with this run that I've been on. Now, right now, you can save 20% by using the promo code TonyT at checkout on any of the premium pick packages, including those that you see there for today's action. So maybe get something together in NHL, Tony, but Mindy and I went over the card today, and we had an agreement on one of the games on the morning's team. Kind of was saving some premiums. We didn't have a lot of agreements, but with the minimum card, had to kind of maneuver a little bit as we were discussing it, because with I don't know, I say a limited card, but 14 games, and I want to certainly get a handful of plays out there, including the four you see right there. So we didn't have too many agreements today, but there weren't a lot of opportunities without the big baseball card and just the 7 games in the NBA and NHL playoffs. But we did have a little bit of a consensus today with the group on the show this morning. So should be a fun night. I'm looking forward to those playoff games for sure, especially after what we saw last night with some of the results in both hockey and the NBA. This is the time when maybe using a professional handicapper is something that you might need. I mean, you're looking for answers. You might not have a winner or two. You're trying to figure out what's a zigzag theory, right? What's revenge all about in when it comes to the playoffs, and why do road teams come out winning all these games? The home teams are supposed to be the favorites in the series, right? They've earned the home ice and home court advantages, and the road teams are getting some stunners here and there, especially on the ice. So join me, especially in hockey. I'll have a few tonight. Not ready yet, but take a look at my hockey record there on the scoreboard on the 2.0, up over almost 1,800 units since the first of the year here on the website. I was plus 3,100 units last year in the NHL, so pick up that NHL playoff package. I also have it broken down that way as well. I mentioned the 7 day, the 3 day, the 30 day. Well, I also have play sports specific for the playoffs for just $2.99. Rest of the playoffs get you through almost 2 months of action every day, especially in hockey, where really I've crushed it, and in the NBA as well. So any way you want to go about it, I got it for you here at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll also throw out a bunch of free picks like we did on the show, like we do in the Discord, like we do on Game Day Picks. That's what we're all about. We try to show you what we do with these free picks, so you come on and get on board with the premium pick selections and just take a look at the leaderboards and see what's going on over there. So appreciate it, Tony. Could be a fun night.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. You can see up there the NBA Thursday Night 3-pack up there for you right now at $30. A profit guarantee. Must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credited back to your account for side credits. That is profit guarantee. Ramon's best bet right now, $15 premium play, is up right now. Ready to start in about half an hour with this Angels-Yankees game, so go ahead and get on board with that. Or instead of buying the plays individually, keep an eye on these long-term passes. You know that 1 month pass is a great value. Of course, remember the way Ramon's running right now, fantastic numbers as you will put up here, as you'll see, 15,761 units of profit for the year. Why not get that 1 month all sports pass, all of Ramon's premium plays here for 30 days. That would include the first 2+ rounds of the NBA and NHL playoffs, as well as Major League Baseball here for 30 days. Ramon also delves in peripheral sports. You'll get a UFC card for Ramon every time there's a card. We'll have one on Saturday. Sometimes we'll delve into Bellator. Also some of the peripheral sports. You may see some soccer picks up there. We're in Champions League and EPL. May even look at MLS this time of the year as we start to dwindle down the NBA and NHL cards during the playoffs. And of course, don't forget the tennis. Of course, more sports up there updated as well. So guys, keep an eye out with Ramon. Get that. Use that promo code. We'll save $66 off that 1 month all sports pass when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cowboys tab and you'll land right on Ramon's page. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Ramon controls the keyboard punches there. He's the man with the keys to Tony's Picks Ramon. More picks up there. You keep people up to date on some of your offers and whatnot. We'll catch the morning steam that you host here, another show in the books. And of course, we can find more content from you over on the Discord.
Yeah, and also yesterday, I don't think it was in this show. I think it was in one of the afternoon show. Gave out the soccer game yesterday, United States and Mexico. Someone would posted I think it was on the drive-through, but said, what do you like, U.S. and Mexico? And I put in there, I'd take the draw at plus 220. Final score last night was 1-1. So there's another free winner. So log on to at Tony's Picks Ramon, where I just give out more free picks. And that's at Tony's Picks Ramon on Twitter. Yeah, I usually put the free play up there with a link to the site so you can get the free plays as well. But if you want to just get started with some free plays or just go with free plays, that's fine by me too. But I'm standing by, ready to serve with my paid winners as well, and those are profit guaranteed, of course, over at Tony'sPicks.com. So join me on Twitter for more information. We're trying to build that account up a little bit, get some subscribers so we can get a lot of free picks out to you. We got a lot of good volume in the Discord as well. Great dialogue with the handicappers, putting their tickets in, if you will. You see it there. A lot of prognostications, uh, a lot of cheers and a lot of cheers in there when we win. We have a loser, doesn't matter. We're still having fun here at Tony'sPicks.com with our Discord chat. I'm in there every day trying to dole out some winners. That's where you found, if you see last night, Tony, where I had a little preview of that KBO game, including a write up. For you guys, I went back and handicapped the game. I want to make sure it gave out a winner from put in the Discord. So wrote up the game a little bit higher scoring than I thought, but still we gave out that KBO winner last night on the Discord. And some of our chat members giving out plays as well. I think our chat, they kind of find some favorites as far as the other chat room members and kind of follow them. You mentioned some of our fine contributors and the reputations that they've forged here just by putting in good plays and good solid information. That's how I got kind of into it. I mean, I've been picking games for my whole life, but when all this technology came, I would just go into chat rooms and put in a bunch of information that I thought was valid, trying to, I don't know, people said, hey, this guy thinks he knows everything. I was just researching games, handicapping, and then kind of typing in to chat rooms my handicap. I mean, I don't know if I was showing off or trying to look like a know-it-all. I was just trying to give out information. And it landed me here with Tony's Picks, and I'm having a great time doing game day picks every day. And with our morning show, Tony, you mentioned it, Minnie and I will be back tomorrow with more morning steam for a Friday, and we'll have picks in NBA, NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball as well, and more. So, yeah, I'll have MMA doing my podcast tonight with my expert. Listen to their insight, and that'll help me guide the way, keep producing in MMA. I love watching it. I've watched it since the early days. I'm not some latecomer. I would watch I say from day one. It's not true. My first real UFC was UFC 7. And we're on like 280, 290 now. But UFC 7, you'd have to go to, Minnie and I teased about it, you had to go to Blockbuster and buy the first 6 UFCs on like a VHS tape, and then wow, what a sport! You got a 300-pound guy against a little 150-pound guy. They don't do that anymore, but that's the way it used to work. You have a little guy in a gi going up against a big, huge 350-pounder. It wasn't quite the sport it is today. It's a true athletic competition now with weight classes and all that. We know that. But that's how long I've been going back watching UFC bouts. And I still don't know as much as these guys, but they always set me on the right track. I mean, I'm a handicapper. What I do is I read, I listen, I watch. Unlike a lot of guys that maybe played the game, all I've done is been a journalist, a media guy all my whole life, and that's what I do is research. So that's what's made me into the handicapper, I think, that I am today. So, wow, look at this information popping up in the Discord. You see the kind of contributions that we're getting in there from our crew. So it's really a fun time. So join us at Tony'sPicks.com. You don't have to just wait for us on YouTube. You can be with us the whole time. I mean, I'm in there. I check the Discord as the games are being played. I'm watching all the games. I hear that little noise. I just go in, see what somebody typed in, make sure they got everything they need if they have any questions, and try to get to those as soon as possible. But sometimes just let it roll and let them chat it up with some winners and things like that. But right now, the way it's going in the Discord, Tony, usually putting in 1, 2, or 3 plays, usually some real late action, not any late steam or anything like you see on the site. Sometimes just right up until game time. So please be ready in the Discord to get those free winners.
That's right, guys. You can find the link to the Discord in the chat box, and of course, when you get to the Discord, Usually the Tony Spix channel is just for intros, general questions, but for the hard handicapping, go into the Morning Steam channel. You can see it to the left there, the little server. I guess Discord calls them servers. So the Morning Steam server is where you want to be. Just click that, and that's where all the content is right there. All the picks are in the Morning Steam. As you know, the Morning Steam, the flagship show, Tony Spix mornings. Catch it up here. A lot of great content. Of course, we have it running live. As you can see, as posts come in, we show it to you here live here on our show. So check it out. All right, Ramon. As always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again here tomorrow.
Thank you, Tony. See you then.
You got Ramon.